At work today on a Sunday for a change, so that means I can actually get my review of the Comic Tom Hot Not 10 list earlier in the day, and maybe even get a chance to watch JP's Budget Collecting, which is the original inspiration for this. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thank you for joining. I'm trying so hard to get this uploaded as fast as possible so I can tune into the live stream of JP's Collecting Cash or Trash. If you're not watching that, you should be. It's a live stream. He talks with other people, and they actually get into much more in depth. I cover just the list that Comic Tom puts out, and at the same time also give you a remember me, because it's not fair, in my opinion, to say don't wait on this book if we don't tell you when is a good time to pick it up. So. Yeah, I'm wearing my Venom shirt today because I think this list this week is toxic. It's venomous. It's ugh. I honestly don't know if I have a single pick in here that I think is worth getting. So, starting off at number 10, we've got Something is Killing the Children. Number 21, the Ash Can version, one per store, and not even one per store, because apparently only the stores that ordered their promotional items were entitled to get one. So $100 average sale. And if you think about it, that's about the same price as what the Stray Dogs photo gallery was going for. And then that's gone down, and that was one per store. So Something is Killing the Children. It's a great series. It's going to turn into a great show, no doubt. Anything past issue number 10, when the entire world was awakened to it, is overprinted, and you're not getting your sleeper book at this time. The best bets on these kind of books is when it goes under the radar. As soon as it's announced on Comic Tom, it's not under the radar anymore. So I think if you really want to get this book, I would wait on it. It's going to be down to 60 in a few weeks. It's just way too new. I don't see this book going anywhere. And also, they said it was the lowest print, but it's not the lowest print. Coming at number 9, Harbinger number 1, a Valiant comic. Oh, I love this. Only 48,000 copies made. Only 48,000 copies for a I can't say independent, but non-Marvel, non-DC book in the 80s. That's a big print run at that time for non-Marvel, non-DC. When we see comic books that are 2,500 copies, 5,000 copies that don't hit these kind of numbers. And on news that they've hired a director to make a movie for Paramount Studios, of a group that 90% of non-comic readers are going to have no idea who they are. I mean, non-comic readers still know who Spider-Man is, Batman is, X-Men is, Fantastic Four. You say Harbinger, they're what? What? Isn't that something that I had to read about Harbinger of Death in Sunday school? So, $90 average and $1,300 for a 9.8 with an insert. Now, there was an insert in there that you could tear out and mail in for a copy of number 0. And I think they said somewhere around 2,300 to 2,500 were actually cashed in. I would actually rather have the number 0, because apparently that's a lot lower. Yeah, again, anytime news breaks on a movie, what happens? It shoots up. 6 months later, it's off of everybody's mind. It goes back down. You really want to get a copy? I would wait to get a high grade raw for around $45-50 in 4 months. Me personally, I'm not going to look for this book at all. I have no faith that even the movie would be something. Coming at number 8, High Republic number 7. First, Darth Kroll. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, $12 regular copy sale, and 9.8s are selling for $80. So that's what's reported. Well, this book just came out last year. I'm sure that you can find $12 copies that are 9.8 worthy. But $80 is not a terrible price to pay for a 9.8 book of anything, because you think about the wait time and the amount of money it costs to send it in and come back. It's going to run you $45 just to have it slapped. Shipping and everything else included. So, is $80 worth it if you think that character is going to turn into something? Probably. I don't know if you're going to find it at $80 after it hits a Comic Tom list, but wait a few weeks, it may come back down to that. That's an iffy one. That's your decision. Me personally, not going for it. I didn't buy anything with High Republic. I just thought everything that Marvel was doing with that story, great or not, it didn't intrigue me. It didn't interest me, and I knew it was going to be way too high a print. Now we hit some real fun ones. New Avengers, Illuminati #1. It was the first Illuminati solo story. $15 average sale and 9.8 selling for $100. Okay, this trailer, first off, the trailer for the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was amazing, blew my mind. And yes, it immediately made me, start thinking of all different books. Did I decide that one of the books was not the first appearance of the Illuminati, which I think is okay, but the first time the Illuminati had a solo story? If you think about the X-Men issue, I'm going to have to pause on this one. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I had the right information. So if you think of the X-Men books from the 80s, you got 129 First Appearance of Kitty Pryde, and you got Days of Future Past, you had to be a pretty good X-Men fan to know why X-Men 133 is important. And if you're a casual fan and you don't know what that is, that's the first solo story of Wolverine. Wolverine, I think, is a lot more important to the comic world than the Illuminati. So the first solo story of the Illuminati does not interest me whatsoever. I'm sorry. I mean, I would rather have the first solo story of Lucky the Pizza Dog, which, by the way, I do have. So, yeah, I'm not interested in this whatsoever. I think the Illuminati, all this Illuminati spec is, even if it's right, which we don't know, that could be a Council of Kangs in the chairs. That could be a Council of Reeds in the chairs. It could be the Illuminati from a different multiverse, which we'll never, ever see again. We don't know. So even if it is correct, it's going to spike up a little bit during when the movie comes out, and then go right back down again. Even if it stays in, it's not going to... The stuff that stays in the MCU after a movie comes out goes back down. Look at Shang-Chi. He's in the MCU. And after the movie, which was good, disappeared, it came out, it was done in the movie theater, that book has dropped in price. So it's all FOMO. It's all FOMO, and I don't even think that this one is worth it. Number 6, Swordmaster #1, the new Iron Fist. I didn't care about the old Iron Fist. $15 average sale, 9.8 going for $200. If you're an Iron Fist fan and you think the story is going to go well and you want it, then by all means, drop $15 on buying an issue. Go right ahead. It's not for me. That's all I'm saying on that. I've never been an Iron Fist fan. I watched it on Netflix just so I could keep up to do with everything that was going on with the storylines, and it was like pulling teeth to try to get me to continue watching it. It was just, and Power Man and Iron Fist, reading the comics in a day. I'd rather read Luke Cage comic books, and when it became Power Man and Iron Fist, I didn't like it. Secret Avengers #19. Oh boy. Moon Knight in a suit outfit. Hey, we got another one of those. He changed his clothing. Let's buy the book. Let's drive it really, really hot. Okay, so pictures have come out showing Moon Knight from the TV series that's coming up on Disney Plus or streaming service, not TV series, that show Mark Spector or Isaac, whatever, in the Moon Knight suit, business attire costume. Has costume changes other than... I'm looking at my books. Okay, I'm going to be redoing these soon. And other than the black symbiote costume for Spider-Man, has any costume book ever really maintained its value? No, and I don't see this being one of them either. This is another one of those ones where I can't get for the first appearance of Moon Knight or the first solo story of Moon Knight or the first solo series for Moon Knight or this Moon Knight or that Moon Knight. Maybe I can get his clothing change. First time that Moon Knight's appeared with bedroom slippers and a glass of brandy. I don't know, but no thank you. Avengers #246, first appearance of Maria Rambeau. I think there's a really good chance that is Maria Rambeau in the trailer. I really do. I think it's going to be from an alternate universe. I think when the movie's over, you're never going to see her again. I think it may be just, you'll see, you may see, I think you're going to see Monica Rambeau as well. She'll have a chance to actually say goodbye to her mom, which she couldn't do in our Earth 616, and then it'll go her separate way. But if they actually brought Maria Rambeau into Earth 616, it would lessen all the hard, it's kind of like bringing back Iron Man. You don't rip somebody's heart out and then say, ha ha. So changed my mind. I don't think it works in the comics, but I don't think it'll work in movies. So $8 average sale, 9.8 for 115. Now this is still, it's a 30-year-old book in a 9.8 for 115. That's not bad, terrible. I wouldn't consider this to be a key book. If you want to get a good run of your Avengers and you want to have this as a good high quality book, $8 for an Avengers that's that age, okay. 115 for a 9.8, okay. It's going to be a little tougher to find, but don't count on this as being one of the books that's going to be a key in your collection. It's like every one of these I'm watching this list and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Wonder Twins #1. Hey, look, I watched the Justice League when I was a kid. I hated the Wonder Twins and that stupid monkey. I hated that. It was an insult to my 6-year-old intelligence. Okay, so form of a glass of water, form of a squeaky mouse. Let's go save the world. Are you kidding me? A blue whale and an iceberg. What the heck? So, yeah. The Wonder Twins series that came out in 2019. $8 average sale. That's it. $8. This is your #3 hot. No 9.8s reported. I'm willing to bet you because nobody submitted one because nobody cared about this book. If they do make a movie about this, I see it being a flop. No. This one is Venom. There you go. This is Poison. No. Superior Iron Man #1. Okay, $35 average sale because that also might be the character that you see that's coming down and not Maria Rambeau. Or maybe that's Kang. Or maybe that's this. Or maybe that's, oh my God. You don't even know what you're looking at, and people are going out and spending $35 on a comic book that was canceled because nobody liked it. It was not a good story. Believe me, I hope that Superior Iron Man does take off. I've got one of those statues from the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, limited edition. It'd be really cool. No, but you know how I got that? Because somebody at work said, do you want it? I'm like, yeah, okay. The Comic-Con statue of Superior Iron Man, and it didn't thrill anybody. Why? Because it's not a good character. If they do bring it in, and it is Tom Cruise, it's going to be just as a joke. It's going to have just as much meat as the pointing scene in No Way Home. Okay, this is not something you build your specs on or your comic collection on. No, not $35 for a Raw, and maybe $35 for a 9.8. I would pay for the grading. That's about it. And coming in at #1, oh my Lord. New Avengers #7 on our list for the 12,000th time. Because somebody's out there with a bunch of copies of this and they just want to sell them. $90 for a Raw. First appearance of the Illuminati. And it's not the first appearance of any one of these characters. It's the first time they got together as a group. Okay, would Giant Size X-Men #1 be worth as much as it is if that was not the first appearance of the characters themselves? No, it was the first appearance of the characters and the first time they came together as a group. Okay, to put it in perspective, first appearance of Hulk, first appearance of Submariner, first appearance of Ghost Rider, all something. What's the first appearance? What's Defenders #1 go for? That's the first time that those guys got together as a group. Okay, it's not a cheap book, but for its age, it's certainly not something like, oh wow, Defenders #1. That's the first time that these guys decided to strike up a partnership. Illuminati is a partnership. It's not the first appearance of any of these characters, and certainly not worth $1,600 for a CGC 9.8 in a newsstand. No, sorry. All right, so I've told you what not to buy, but I gotta give you something that you can look back on and say, "Oh man, I wanted to get that." And here's why I make the segment called the Remember Me. I want to try to tell you, hey, you want to get this book, don't buy it now. But then I want to try to remind you, now is the time that you forgot about this book. That's why we're trying to remember. How about Captain America number 25 from the 2014 run? First appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. This was on the hot list when the Captain America Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, I'll call it Captain America and the Winter Soldier because Sam is the new Captain America. He will be appearing in the movies going forward. He's going to appear in all as Captain America. And right now, everybody's forgotten about this book. 6 months ago, this book was going, when it was the talk of, hey, he's the new Cap, Raws were going for up to $45. Now you can get them for as little as $20. Half the price. 9.8s, $250 to $300. Now they're $150 to $250. Half the price. When the next Captain America trailer hits, and you see Sam Wilson playing as Captain America, this is going to go back up again. This is your moment to remember to, oh yes, I wanted to get this book. I wanted it to come down in price. Here it is. $150 for a 9.8 on a book that did well on a Disney Plus series is going to do even better when it hits the big screen. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the list. I hope you're getting over to JP's Budget Collecting, because that's where I'm going to try to get over as soon as I upload this video. Oh, thanks so much for joining. I got a couple more videos hitting, one tonight, one tomorrow. These are both edited by Greg, and I've got to try to get, I got some books on the verge of coming back from CGC, and those will be getting over to Greg too, because he does a much better job than I ever can, and I appreciate him all the time. Guys, looking forward to seeing you again soon. As always, mahalo.